the archangels, the angels, and the ancestors themselves. Ashe, Ayubobo. Happy Thursday. So what I want to do is just talk about some things that's on my mind. Um, I'm gonna wait a little bit, let these thoughts come to me. All right. What? I don't need the headphones. You want the headphones? Go ahead and get the headphones. That's my daughter.
Thank you.
That's my daughter asking me for the headphones so she can play the game. So, all right. What am I going to say today? What is this guy going to say today? What is he going to say real crazy today? It's hot. Let me put my comfortable outfit on real quick. Hold on.
Can I say
Ah, all right. Ah, it is time for me to really start. Ah, put my hat, my fez on. Can get down to business so everybody can know that I'm not playing.
okay?
Okay, like you said, okay. Yeah, that's my daughter in the background. That's my daughter in the background, everybody. That's my daughter in the background. That's my daughter in the background. So my daughter like, okay. So she know dad about to put his fez on to make sure I have it on there right. Okay, let me see.
Can we go to the store later?
Yeah, we can go to the store later. So I'm putting my fez on. So okay. All right. This is where I'm at with everything. Let me make my adjustment because I tassel all on my. All right. So you know, I'm hearing things about what's going on in LA with the ICE situation and all of that. And my thoughts on it is this. It's a effed up situation. It's really messed up. It's really messed up with what's going on over there. There's nothing that we can do as of right now. Because if we intervene, they're going to use pew pew at us. They're going to pew pew at us and stuff like that. Because if we intervene, all they know is pew pew. And I feel as though that there's nothing that we can do to stop this. How you doing, Mason? My day's fine. So it's nothing that we can do. Is like because when we get involved, they see it's a break for them to go ahead and go hard. You get what I'm saying? So that's what they're looking at. You feel me? So we have to just literally step back. How you doing, Mother Shelley? How you doing? Peace. How you doing, Pisces? Oh, Pisces the King, brother. Peace. 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 So it's like, hey, Pisces the King, I got something for you, family, man. You've been peeping me, and you see, I got nothing but love for you, man. Nothing but love for you. Since them old days on the other channel I was on, bro. You know what I mean? Boom. So I got you a wrench, family. You got that. So you want to be a mod, Mason? All right, let me. I don't have no problem. But how you want to be the mod? You told me to shut up though, bro. Huh? You told me to shut up, right? Did you just tell me to shut up? Somebody blocked that and caught that. You want to be a mod? You told me to shut up though, brother. But anyway, I just. Oh, you were saying it to a guy. What? Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My bad. I peeped that. Yeah, you right. I got you though. I got you. All right, family. So I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. All right, I got you. I saw that person called me old and stuff, like old man. What's that? Kevin, what is it called? Abreu or whatever his name is. Um, but anyway, but it's like how I feel about it. You know what I mean? I feel like we can't do nothing. It's nothing that we can do. It's nothing that we can do at all. Like when it comes down to it, it's nothing that we can do. It's at the point where you want the aid of us, but you know that we did a lot, and when we get involved, they will initiate martial law. But this is the thing that people don't know. We already been under martial law, and we have to keep that in mind. We already been under martial law, already been there. You got to remember when Bush Jr. was in office, they passed on the Patriot Act. If I'm not mistaken, that's what it was. And they can listen in on your conversations. That's a part of it. No problem, Mason. That's a part of it. That Patriot Act was a part of that whole martial law thing too. Think about that. We already been under martial law. They've been watching us since day one. You got to remember when J. Edgar Hoover was running the FBI, right? They wanted to stop the coming of a so-called Black Messiah. So we've been under martial law. They have a thing called COINTELPRO that's still going on to this day. So why even get involved to a standpoint? Because they know they're going to pew-pew you. No, I'm not a preacher, but I'm a teacher. Okay? But that's where it is. We got to look at that. But then again, I am an ordained minister, though. Let me correct that. I am an ordained minister. You know what I'm saying? So let me correct that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no problem. But see, the thing about it, we got to look at this from so many different angles. Why should we intervene and they're ready to try to take us out? Spirituality, consciousness, that's what I teach. Have you think about things before you make that move, and look into your higher self for answers, and know about the chakras and also the kundalini energies and stuff like that. But yeah, it's like that's where we at with that. Thank you for whoever put somebody on timeout. I appreciate that. So yeah, that's where we at. See, yesterday I did a live, and I started talking about the Arawak tribe. Thank you, Mason. The Arawak tribe. I mentioned a little bit about the Arawak. They were the first people over here. They looked like us. They were already over here that Columbus saw over here. Where they had a memoir. I think his son wrote the memoirs and said that the people were Moreno or Moors over here. Right? That was us. That's why they got the whole Moor thing said. We've been over here from day one. But the thing is, it's always been martial law on us, period. That's always been an attack on us, because we are the remnants of those that were already over here. They say or claim that they erased everybody, but they didn't. You see what I'm saying? So what they're trying to do, they're trying to come at us, and they want us to go ahead and go in with those brothers and sisters that's from Mexico, those over in LA. They want us to go ahead and stand up with them, so they can take us out and say, okay, it's time for martial law, round them all up. Because like I told everybody in other lives, right, there's no such thing as FBA. There's no such thing as a FBA. There's no such thing as a foundational Black American. That don't exist in the court of law. It don't exist. I keep telling everybody that over and over again. In the court of law, you are not African American or Black American. Exactly. That's not our issue, Mother Shelley. So that's why I said we have to stand back. And it's like, it's nothing that we can do. Because if we get in it, pum, that's it. Martial law. We already been under martial law since day one. You got to remember, I'm going to tell you a little secret. Those that are watching, and I hope it's not just one, but anyway, those that are watching, because YouTube be messing with people's numbers. Those that are watching, they use the number. They use the number. I want to say I call it the number description to describe who's who. And I was told this by a sister that worked for the federal government. I was told this by a sister that worked for the federal government. She said out her mouth, I quote, when you're describing in the numerical system on a person of a race, they use the numbers. She said, when you're describing certain ethnicities, I'm going to give you two. When it comes down to so-called black people and so-called Caucasian people, they describe the Caucasian man as, or woman, number two male, number two female. They describe you, so-called black Americans, number one male, number one female, which means you are public enemy number one. You are public enemy number one. Not two, not three, not four, but one. So if you got involved in that, you won't get locked up. Body bag, boom, coffin. That's what'll happen to you. You got to think about this live, real seriously, because now is game time. Now, this is the thing I keep on trying to tell everybody. On a whole spiritual level, it's time to elevate to higher heights and realize who you are. You came here to do a job that you've been assigned to do. You do that. You cannot get caught in so many different distractions that they're trying to push out there, because these distractions are trying to provoke you emotionally. They're trying to provoke you emotionally, and they're trying to make sure that you get caught up with the emotions. The word emotion is energy in motion. So when your energies are in motion, you are bound to do something that you don't want to do initially, but mentally it will mess you up, and then you'll just go ahead and do it impulsively. By way of what? By way of instinct. Okay? Your emotions can cause you to do stuff that you don't mean to do, because it'll trigger you. You got to know how to keep at bay with these emotions, because they're trying to do that. They're trying to have you fall into the daggone trap. They know we can get these daggone Negroes to help out them. We can go ahead and initiate martial law at its full extent, at its full capacity, to come after them. And then we can do it nationwide. That's what they're trying to do. This is why we have to start thinking before reacting. When we react, we don't think, because we're doing it with action. We have to use our psyche to see what's going on. This is why I really try to tell everybody, fall back from this. It's sad what's going on, because a lot of them are also connected to our bloodline, and a lot of people don't know about the bloodlines, and what they don't know is the whole Arawak community. The Arawak community is us, and they are connected to it, because the Arawak community is from the Caribbean to the southern eastern region of the United States, all the way down to South America. And a lot of us also, some of us was in Louisiana, Mississippi. And we have a direct connection to the Haitians, the Dominicans, the Puerto Ricans, all of that. We're all kinfolk from the Arawak tribe. So it's like they know that us being who we are, we pretty much are the foundation that we can put our foot down and make things happen. So they're trying to cause us to lose our mind, so we can go ahead and help out the brothers and sisters that's a part of the tribes. That's what they're trying to do. Because if we get the highly melanated ones, the copper-colored ones, game over. We can finally initiate the martial law, because these are the remaining ones that were already over here when Columbus came, allegedly. This is what they're trying to do. A lot of fellow YouTubers, they know that's consciously aware, they know. But that's why a lot of them are trying to have you think on a higher consciousness level, because they don't want you to get pum. Game over, because they know what time it is. You got to think they brought the South Afrikaners over here. This is dealing with also birth rates. Think about that. This is dealing with birth rates. I really want you all to think about this carefully. They don't want you to be here. They know that you are the remnants of the ones that were already over here. I gotta make a correction. I mentioned a sister named Ayana that I said she was on Instagram. She was actually on TikTok. I said that yesterday. Beloved Ayana, I want to give you a shout out on TikTok, beloved. You done shown, along with Miss Nebraska, who we really are in this country. Shout out to you two sisters. And I acknowledge you for everything that y'all doing. And people don't realize what time it is. What I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm going to find a video with Miss Nebraska talking about the 14th Amendment. And I really want y'all to look at that, if I can really post it up where it can actually be played. If not, I'm going to see if I can find a video where I can play it on my YouTube community, so y'all can see about the 14th Amendment. Because now we're going into the mitochondrial DNA now. We're going into the inheritance. We're going into her. We're going into how it's all connected to the womb and to the mother. And we also need to understand, they try to say that Africa was El Kebulon. No, it was actually the United States was El Kebulon. El Kebulon is another name for Eden. El Kebulon is another name for Eden. So all you Bible thumpers, I want you to understand that. Here. And all my Hebrew Israelites, yes, we are the original Hebrews, but let's not go too far into that, because I'm telling you, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. We have to start going into higher levels and realize what's going on, because these people do not want us to wake up. They do not want us to claim back this land. They don't want us to know who we really are and what tribe we belong to. That's why I came on here to just speak what I have to speak and say what I have to say. I will spell it for you, the name of the tribe. Those that know they have bloodline from Mississippi, Florida, Georgia, and so on. It's spelled A-R-A-W-A-K. Please understand and understand that. And overstand that. I'll need you to really overstand, understand, understand that. Let me do it in the 4 so you can really get it. I need you to understand, overstand, understand, and understand. Those 4 I need you to get. So, understand, the knowledge is like water and you're under it. Overstand, your head is up and you can see it. Understand, it resonates with your spirit. Understand, since it resonates with your spirit, it projects outwardly. And you're living your truth. And you know that it's true. So that's what all 4 of those work. And that's how all 4 of them connect together and create that. So that's what I really want you all to know. This is not a game. They are really trying to start this. All of this is a distraction to cause us to lose our composure. And I love our people from all the different tribes that are connected to our tribe. or all like from those that are in all the way from Mexico and all the way down to South America. We need to realize what time it is. The Urwalk is real. Like I'm trying to tell you, I know what nation we belong to and what tribe we belong to. So Stevie Wonder made that song, Misrepresented People, 1492. You came across these shores and you encountered the Moors. That's what they called you, Moreno, Moor. That's what they called you. Their description of you was that. And that was in his memoirs. They knew that you were already over here. So what they did, they rewrote history. They didn't want you to know the connection to the Caribbean. They didn't want you to know how you were connected to the Berbers in North Africa too. They didn't want you to know that. They didn't want you to know that. They didn't want you to know none of that stuff. They didn't want you to know anything about this information in this story. There's a book called The Return of the Ancient Ones by what's her name? Bernadette Gaston. I think her name is Gaston L. Bay. I think that's her name. There's a book that's out called that. You need to get that book so you can see the illegal purchase of Louisiana. Those that came from out of the Mississippi, Louisiana coast or whatever, that's directly linked to the people, the brothers and sisters in Haiti. Haiti was also another reason on how we got our freedom too. Nobody don't want to talk about that. That's why I mentioned the sister Miss Nebraska. She goes over all of this information. You are indigenous to this land and always have been. Not just the planet, but to this land, and they know it. They don't want you. They want you to intervene into what's going on. All this is a psyop. All this is a psyop to stop to keep to get you caught in the crossfire. So you won't. So they want you to get caught in the crossfire so they can go ahead and do what they got to do. Because the war is about your inheritance. The war is about your inheritance on this planet and on this land. Because there's still gold in this land, if y'all don't know. There's still gold on this land. And there's a such thing called black gold, which is also oil, which is still on this land. And there's certain locations that still have a lot of oil and gold that they have not discovered yet. Just putting it all out there. They don't want you to know. And I'm here to tell you, it's time for you to know. You need to take back what is rightfully yours. And the thing about it, you need to understand that because they don't want you to know it. So you need to know your birthrights. Where are my books at? Like so. Like so. It's that time. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you something. We practiced a whole lot of spirituality over here in this country. We practiced this over here. We practiced this over here. That was not the only thing we practiced over here.
Oh my God.
We knew about how to breathe. We practiced the breath. We practiced that too. We practiced how to breathe. Trying to remember where we practiced Santeria too. We practiced all of that. We practice all that over here. You know what I'm saying? But now, they don't want you to know that stuff. They'll call it demonic and they'll call it witchcraft, y'all. Just keeping it real with you. Keeping all that real with you. So I just wanted to share that information with y'all real quick and brief because I ain't going to be on here long because I got to spend time with my kids. My daughter, she graduated. So it's like I'm spending time with her. You know what I'm saying? My son, we about to go get him because these his last 2 days from school. And I teach them this information. They hear me talk about it all the time. So it's already instilled in their brain. It's already instilled in them. They already know who they are. They know who they are. They know their bloodline. They know how far it go and everything. My job is to help y'all wake up and realize how far it goes.
Oh no.
And to help you realize that you are a spiritual being living in human experience, a spiritual being living in human experience, but also know who you are, being melanated and knowing your rightful place in society. That's what I'm here to do. I'm not preaching to the choir, because the simple fact is, if I was preaching to the choir, it would be nobody watching me right now. Mother Shelley, you watching, I guarantee you the stuff that I'm saying, that person going to go and start saying the same thing and try to elaborate even more. I want to tell y'all the whole Nasara Jasara thing, honestly, is dealing with the rightful heirs of the inheritance of all the wealth that was taken from the indigenous people of this country and the planet. And that the woman that I mentioned, the Empress Bernadette Gaston Turner, I think Turner Gaston Bay L. Bay, who wrote the book The Return of the Ancient Ones, the illegal purchase of Louisiana, she was the one that implemented Nasara and Jasara, a so-called Moorish indigenous woman of the United States of America. She was the one that did that. And Dr. Kia Pruitt spoke on her. It was a woman that implemented that looked like us. And she does not get the recognition that she deserved. Because she was the one that stood up and wrote the book and had people like Bobby Hemmett speak at her lectures, and Joe Bratton Bay, the Grand Sheik Joe Bratton Bay, who I'm under, spoke on this, on who she is. And I spoke to Joe Bratton Bay myself, and he said, Mo, Nasara and Jasara is our stuff. He said, Nasara and Jasara, Mo, is ours. He told me that personally. Grand Sheik Joe Bratton Bay spoke to me and told me that. It had nothing to do with anybody that's pale skin or any of that. It was a sister that stepped up and pushed the button, and it was supposed that took place back in 2000, whenever 9/11 took place, I think 2001, 2002. And Bill Clinton was supposed to have been the one that initiated it, but he didn't do it. And that's when 9/11 happened, when Bush Jr. got in the office. And what happened, they took the gold from the World Trade Center. See, this is what they don't want to tell you. It's deeper than what people think it is. They know who you are. They knew who the hell you were from day one. They don't want you to know who you are. They try to take your daggone identity from you because they don't want you to know who you are. Everybody want to be you. They emulate your style. They emulate you. They want to be you, but they can't be you. Because you are the original and always have been. You are the Asiatics that they talk about. You are the original people that they talk about. You're in this country which was connected to Lemuria or Lemuria. They know this. Why do you think there's a such thing called Freemasonry? They know who you are. They study you. Like the brother Bobby Hemmett said. What they do, they take a brother and sister from out the street. The Caucasian, or may I say the pale man, Masonic order, they take a brother and sister out the street and they blindfold their own brethren that are pale face. They blindfold them and they unload. They take the blindfold off of them and they point at you and say, "This is your mother and father of civilization. It is up to you to keep them asleep and to keep them not knowing who they are." That's what the words that Bobby Hemmett said. Everybody know that the policy enforcers are also the overseers back during the time of the slavery thing that was going on, the slavery regime. The policy enforcers were also the overseers. When a so-called slave got out of line, they'll take care of him. So my brothers and sisters, the reason why that's not your issue is because you already know that the overseers will try to take you out. Pyum pyum. They know, and y'all know subconsciously what's going on. That's the subconscious mind speaking to you, and that's your subconscious mind saying it's time to wake up and realize to smell the daggone coffee out there because you don't want to get caught in the crossfire. That's what that's all about. So my thing to you all we can do is send our loving energy to them. That's the best that we can do is send our love and energy to them because it's children involved. And none of us don't want that to happen to any of ours.
Shoot.
We have too much going on for us to finally wake up too. Because that's what the world is waiting on. They're waiting for us to finally wake up and smell a coffee. And I really want to say something real quick about that. They want us. We gotta wake up. We're gonna wake up at the right time, and all our gifts are gonna start coming. Our true gifts will come. Spiritual gifts, telepathy, psychometry, intuition, telekinesis.
Stay away from me! Stay away from me!
So, you got all that's coming. That's how I know I'm telling the truth because a dad going scam likely call just called my phone. That's how I know I'm telling the truth because now a scam likely call just called my phone. As soon as I start talking about that, scam likely call my phone. I really want y'all to think about that. I really want y'all to think about this. All your gifts are going to come. You are healers. Many of you that are watching, you are divine healers that were sent here to do great things. Some of you are having health issues, right? Many of you are having health issues. Some of you had near-death experiences, and you're here. You know why? Because you are a healer that was sent here by the divine herself and had you get on a mission to go through the healing process of doing what you came here to do. And many of you are pretty much confused on what path to take. But she's giving you a path to take, don't know what or not. This is why you can't get caught up on what's going on with the worldly news, because they want you to get caught up in that. Because they know that you are here to bring healing to the planet and bring healing to the people. Bring healing to the human race in general. You know, I would say get the likes up, but you know, I don't care if there's not that many people watching me anymore. I don't give a daggone anymore, because those that need to hear me can hear me loud and clear. Many of you done had near-death experiences, health issues. Y'all done went through so much. People stabbing you in the back that you thought that was family or friends. Now you're here. And you still ain't go nowhere. You got work to do here. You could be the healer of your family. You could be a healer of your children, whatever the case may be. You've been the black sheep of your family your whole entire life, and you finally came to the conclusion who you are and what you are. You done probably made a fool out of. People made a fool out of you. They done messed with you. They done tried to screw you over multiple times. You probably been screwed over by so many people. You probably been scrutinized. All of that. But you're still here. Because you are the ones that heard that call. You are the ones that everybody keep on talking about. Them chosen ones, you are the divine beings, not the chosen ones. I repeat, you are the divine beings, not the chosen ones. The chosen ones are the foot soldiers. They are the warriors that, guess what? They get the orders carried by who? Who give them the orders to carry? You do. You are the ones that give them the orders, divine beings living a human experience. You the ones that give the chosen ones the orders. You are the ones that they got to listen to. You are the lawmakers. You have the ills and the bays. Guess what? The ills, they are the lawmakers. Guess what, divine beings? You are the lawmakers. And guess what? The daggone chosen ones are the bays. And you know what the bays do? They are the governors, so they got to listen to who? The lawmakers. So when the lawmakers, divine beings, which is you tell them what to do, they got to do it. It is nothing but hierarchy when it comes down to the court of law and spiritual consciousness and the hierarchy of spirituality. Many of the L's or ills ended that with the archangels and so on. Don't believe me, look it up. You are the divine beings, not the chosen ones. You are not the ones that got to be the soldiers and do like this, do the salute. No, no, no. You the ones that give the orders like, no, this is how this got to be done, and you lead by example. They supposed to protect you. Because the simple fact is the energy that you have. They supposed to protect you because you came here to do the healing and came here to do the works of the divine. You did. Because I'm noticing everybody saying they want to be chosen, da 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 da, and you whoop-de whoop-de whoop. You chosen, right? Well, guess what? By you being chosen, you got to answer to the divine beings that came here, that's living the human experience, that are divine healers that was sent by the divine herself. It is your job to protect him or her. It is your job to use your spiritual gifts to protect him or her, or even that baby. That's really talk. You can't walk around saying you chosen and don't realize the meaning of the word chosen. All these healers that came to the planet, look what happened to a lot of them. You want me to name one of them that everybody keep on talking about? Dr. Sebi. Look what happened to him. Wasn't even protected by you chosen ones. Because some of you chosen ones sold your soul just to have riches and have money in your pocket. Because you wanted to have that status. There's a well-known fact that they found a statue looking like Dr. Sebi that was a divine being. And I found that picture on Facebook, and everybody was like, "Yo, this is a Hindu deity that looked like Dr. Sebi." Y'all don't even know the incarnations that come back and forth on this daggone planet. Y'all don't realize that it's incarnations that happen repeatedly on this planet. Every time a child is born, more than likely that child is a divine being. They came back to finish the work that they have to do. So I'm coming at you chosen ones for a reason. Because there's a lot of you doing these videos, hey, chosen ones, hey, chosen ones, hey, chosen one, I'm a chosen one. Okay, if you're a chosen one, protect that divine being that just came here that's going to be healing, that's going to help out this daggone planet, that's going to help out the people, that's going to help out the human race. How about y'all do that? Do your job so they can do theirs. We have a lot of elders that are also divine beings that's not being protected. But you can come on YouTube and say you chosen though. The chosen ones, y'all are the warriors, y'all are the foot soldiers, which mean that you're supposed to know your power. You're supposed to be in voodoo. You're supposed to be in Santeria. You're supposed to be protecting the divine beings that came here, who are your elders from another lifetime that came from the heavens down to this planet. And I don't mean the heavens that you hear in the gospel. I'm talking about the spirit realm, the spiritual heaven. I'm talking about nirvana and many different names. I'm talking about the ancestral realm where we all came from, where these divine beings was walking around in the spirit realm, in the heavenly realm, in the spirit realm, walking and telling us what they came here to do, and they decided and made an agreement to come down here to become healers. That's what I'm talking about. The angelic abode or the ancestral abode is the unseen that also is what? Dealing with divine love, divine creation, all of that. And many of them came from there, and many of you chosen ones, the soldiers, were there when they were up there or in there during that time, and they made an agreement to come down here, and y'all made an agreement to protect them, and y'all not protecting them. Instead, you want to go ahead and say us chosen ones and want to bicker and beef with divine beings and thinking that you are really a divine being when you're nothing more than a goddamn foot soldier. You're supposed to be protecting the healers, the divine beings. You're supposed to be protecting them. With the Santeria, with the Ifa, with the Voodoo, with the daggone Palo Mayombe, you're supposed to be protecting them because they have the same gifts as you, but more potent and more powerful. They are your herbalists and so on, but you're not protecting them because you want to be like them, but that is not your job. It was never your job from the start. Because the divine beings go through more shit than you, excuse my language, but they go through more crap than you. I don't like cursing with my daggone crown on, but I got to let it be heard. They go through more than you do. And you don't even get it. But you want to go ahead and try to be like them. You are not on the same league that they're on. Many of them do have health ailments, and they're fighting it every day because they are healers. They were sent by the divine. Why y'all want to bicker and beef, say who's the chosen or not? The divine sent them down here so they can find cures for these ailments that they have to help out the human race, not just the melanated people though. But yet you want to come on YouTube and say you're chosen, when you try to badmouth your culture. Oh, Santeria is witchcraft. Voodoo is witchcraft. Ifa is witchcraft. But you're willing to put a spell on people by telling them, oh, it's going to be a lot of deaths. It's going to be a lot of this. It's going to be a lot of that. And don't know what the sand blaze the heck you talking about. Making false predictions, wishing death on people. On you don't even know that the people who you be wishing death on could be a divine being. And then what happened when you put that out in the universe is come back and it backfire on you? Did you want to know why your finances are messed up? Did you want to know why you sick all of a sudden? Did you want to know why your luck is so messed up? Because you're wishing death on people that you don't even know. When I make my predictions, I know my stuff come real because I don't wish death on nobody. I try to tell people, hey, watch the weather, watch the water, watch everything around you, watch the people around you. As long as I've been doing YouTube, and those that been watching me like Mother Shelly and everybody, they know when I make my predictions that come true, I don't wish death on nobody. Because who I am, I can speak this shit to existence. Excuse my language again. I can speak it to existence. I don't want that smoke on me or my family, though. Nobody don't understand, understand, none of the stuff that I'm saying. I guarantee you that the people, mainly the person who I'm aiming at need to know how to sit down and because you're not chosen. You were never chosen from day one. Because the real chosen realize that they are freaking foot soldiers out there. The divine beings came here to do what they came here to do. But y'all don't want to try to protect the divine beings. Instead, you want to be on YouTube. You want to go ahead and be YouTube famous. You want to go ahead and talk about, yeah, I got my hair did. I got my nails done. I got all this done. Yeah, chosen ones. Yeah, this. Yo, you like my haircut? Yeah, my haircut look good, don't it? I got the fly clothes on, don't I? Yo, that's not chosen talk. That's materialism. That's physical talk. That's 3D. People, places, and things. That's nouns, bruh. You learn that in school, or may I say school. That's where you learn it from. That has nothing to do with spirit. Why the heck are you saying, I got my hair did, I got my hair cut, I got the fresh J's on. Yeah, I got the nice shape up. Yeah, I'm looking crispy. I'm looking nice. I'm looking good. I'm smelling nice. I'm about to drink some wine. Nobody don't care about that if you're on some spiritual journey. If you can't, nobody don't care about that. You need to be talking about what can we do to make this world a better place? What can we do to help the youth? What can we do to help out the divine beings that are healers like the Dr. Sabis that was murdered? And many others, because some of them healers didn't look like us either. In spirituality, race don't play a word, don't play in it. Because there are some pale people that's going to also rise with us too, know it or not. And a lot of them have our DNA in them because of the mixing. And then to top it all off, there is a such thing as reincarnation. That's why they keep on coming back and forth to this planet, because of the simple fact is their job is not done. But you want to say y'all chosen. Well, you weren't protecting the divine being when they were here. You got caught up with people, places, and things. And I wish that y'all really do the research on this. Because there's a big difference between the chosen and the ones that are the divine beings. And it really sickens me to see this. It sickens me to see this. Because I never seen so many people on YouTube saying that they chosen in my lifetime. My 44 years physically, which I know spiritually I'm older than that. I never seen the incarnations back and forth on this planet, how I can see how people are so self-centered and selfish. I never seen how people can just be so narcissistic, matter of fact. I hate to use that word. I never seen people to just become oblivious to the fact that they claim to be conscious or aware, but they're not. I try to look into the divine in everybody, I really do. But I have to call a spade a spade. because all of us have a spark of the divine in us, but when are we going to find out the ones that really had the true energy of the divine in us are the ones that go through these ailments and these health ailments in the planet? We are the real healers. We are the divine beings living the human experience to find ways and cures to help out the planet, help out the human race, help out the melanated people, help out everybody, even down to the babies. But you chosen ones, y'all need to wake up and stop thinking that you are the special ones when you're not. Yes, you are special, but you're not the divine special ones. And notice I said divine twice, if not 3 times. Yes, you are part of the divine. Yes, you are. But you're not the ones that came here to do the healing. You came here to be the warriors. Some of you fit the description of the Rainbow Warriors. What is the Rainbow Warriors? I'll do that. I'll put another. I will use that as another topic later because that's in the Hopi prophecy, and many of you don't even study the Hopi prophecy. The whole star seed thing that goes far back all the way to Lemuria or more. The whole Palladians. Let's really talk about that real quick. The real Palladians had melanated hue on them. They were black blue beings that were connected to the Anunnaki. They were Anunnaki scientists. And what happened, these beings that had blonde hair, blue eyes, that were a nomadic extraterrestrial group, went to war with the original Palladians and took the scientific information and took the science and also the technology of these beings and went into the daggone galactic federations and said that they were the Palladian gods. And the Pallades is also known as the 7 sisters of Hathor or Hat-Horu. Who is Hat-Horu? That is none other than the sister and wife of Horu or Horus, who is equivalent to Oshun and Ifa Santeria. And Horu is equivalent to none other than Shango. Let's really talk, since y'all want to be so chosen and y'all think y'all know what y'all talking about. And we all know that the ancient Egyptians look like who? Us. Which means the Palladians look like who? Us. The Anunnaki look like who? They look like us. A lot of you don't even realize that you are actually Anunnaki reincarnated in this realm and don't even know it. I'll leave that there. I done said so much right now. That I guarantee you it's going to go over a lot of people's heads. Mother Shelley, everything I said, watch it's going to go into the other channel. Watch that person is going to use my words, reword everything and say everything I say, and then they're going to also include, what's the brother name? Oh my gosh, it's at the tip of my tongue. But I'm gonna mention his name though. He gonna do it. Remedy H. He gonna mention Remedy H. Let me tell you something. I respect Remedy H. Cause a lot of stuff that I can say, he'll more than likely back the stuff up. See, everybody's scared of the 3 6s, right? But those 3 6s represents 6 protons, 6 electrons, and 6 neutrons, which is the makeup of melanin, the melanated people. If you really want to do the number, the mathematical equation for that is 18. 18 is 9. 9 is dealing with divine completion. Divine completion is also dealing with this year for the Gregorian calendar. The year of the Gregorian calendar for this year is dealing with the number 9. The number 9 is also connected to that of the Orisha Oya. Oya is who you call Storm off of X-Men. And there's a wrestler who wants to play Storm who has the white hair, who's a wrestler by the name of Jade Cargill. And in wrestling, she has an intro saying a storm is coming. So I'm giving you also better physical breakdowns too. Because that sister said she want to play Storm on the X-Men franchise when they do the movie for Disney. And I hope they give it to her because she deserves it. Because she has the height and everything. 5'11", 5'10", and that's how tall Storm is, if I'm not mistaken. I'm telling you, we need to really wake up on a whole lot of stuff here. See, I'm going to go over this. You have 33 vertebrae on your spinal cord. The 33 vertebrae goes up to what? Your cerebral cortex. That's where you meet the Most High, your higher self, which is also called your Ori. Many of you are not incarnated divine beings. I'm going to be real with you. Many of y'all think that you are, but you're not. Some of you are devotees and don't realize it, which also make you chosen, which makes you what? A foot soldier. I really need y'all to do the homework and stop talking this stuff like you know what the hell you talking about when you don't know what the hell you talking about. At the same time, you talking in circles. The blind leading the blind, and while the blind leading the blind keep on going in a circle formation. You're going in a whole cipher. You think you're escaping a cipher when you're not escaping a cipher. You keep on going around in circles, which is bringing confusion to you and everybody else. I'm here to, I'm giving you hard love. I'm not chastising you. Because if I was chastising you, I would say how much I dislike you, but I don't dislike y'all. I need you to really wake up out your sleep, chosen ones. You are important, but you're not important as the divine beings. And I want the chosen ones to understand this. Yes, you go through your trials and errors. Yes, you go through, we all do on this thing called life. But one thing I need you to understand this. Many of you never realize the full capacity of the pain that the divine beings go through in this realm, which makes them go through a lot of enduring of pain, frustration, stabbing, backstabbing people, being the black sheep of their true black sheep of the family, being made a mockery out of, been having money stolen from them, been ridiculed for no apparent reason, cursed out for no reason. People walk up to them and tell them about their life, about the trials and errors they went on in their life, and expecting them to help them. Listen, the divine beings go through that stuff every day. People walk up to them and tell them their life story. Some people walk up to them and ask them for money, and they be like, I don't have it on me. What you mean? Give them their whole life story and ask them for money. I'm cooking, right? That's what they say nowadays. I'm cooking, right? I really want y'all to wake up on some stuff. Because I get tired of hearing about the chosen. I'm chosen. I'm chosen. I'm a chosen one. How many saw Star Wars? Anakin Skywalker was a chosen one, wasn't he? Here's the kicker though. He wasn't a chosen one. He was a divine being, and I'm gonna tell you how he was a divine being. When Anakin had the Force, his force, or may I say his inner power, his inner strength, his will, his divine gifts was so immaculate when he was a child. He had people protecting him along the way. And Obi-Wan Kenobi finally took him under his wing. But what happened when Obi-Wan wasn't protecting him like he was, because Obi-Wan was his protector and his teacher, so Anakin can elevate to the highest level of being a divine spiritual being. Instead, Obi-Wan didn't do his job, and Anakin wound up what? He wound up going to the dark side, correct? But on the dark side, he became even more powerful. But what happened when he fought Obi-Wan, he became crippled. He lost one of his arms and one of his legs, and he was burnt into fire. And they healed him and gave him the Darth Vader outfit. And then found out that he was really the divine being, because he was the answer to destroy the Republic. Leia and Luke were his two children that had to what? Go to war with their dad. Why they had to go to war with their dad? Because the prophecy had to be fulfilled. Because their dad was the divine being to bring forth peace. And when he did that, there was peace amongst all of the creatures and beings in Star Wars when Darth Vader sacrificed himself and did what he did with the Emperor. Then the Emperor raised back up, didn't he? And who had to stop him? The chosen one's son, Luke, who also gave the name of his dad's last name, Skywalker. The name Skywalker meant the connection to the divine being. The dark side had brought balance to the light because of what Darth Vader did, and his legacy lived on through his children, through Luke. And then guess what? The final Skywalker legacy, a young lady became the heroine or the hero or the Haru, and she adopted the name Skywalker, which is going back to the divine feminine or the divine feminine, which means that it took the dark side, which was that divine being Anakin, and they got the name Anna in it, Anakin. I'm not going to do the breakdown, but I'm just going to let y'all see what I'm saying. The kin of Anna. Let's just say that. And she made sure that her son, Anakin, procreated and made two children that were royalty. Luke was a prince, Leia was the princess. And them two carried the Skywalker name. And then Leia's son wound up meeting a young lady who he fell in love with. And her son was the son of who? Han Solo. And his last name was his bloodline was connected to the Skywalker name. The young lady he wound up getting with, she adapted the Skywalker name because Luke sacrificed himself. Why? Because he had the same attributes as his dad, and he sacrificed himself so the young lady could be the next in line to live out the Skywalker legacy. So divine beings, what I'm saying to you and what I'm saying to the chosen one, the great mother sent the divine beings. And the great mother brought y'all tales down here. Y'all disrespect her by calling her him. They put stuff in movies so you can see how they put everything in line for y'all to know about the divine feminine and that you know what time it is. But y'all still want to be ignorant because she brings her healers down here. Don't you know the healers? The first healers were the woman or the womb man. The so-called black womb man was the original healers. She was also the original guardian angels and the guardians and protectors. I really hope that y'all get y'all stuff together. Chosen ones. Because the divine beings are walking amongst you and you don't even realize it. Get your ego in check. Chosen ones, y'all are the divine soldiers, not the divine beings. Some divine beings don't even realize they're masquerading as chosen ones and don't realize that they are divine beings. Let's talk about that. Some of the divine beings don't even realize that they are, some of the chosen ones don't even realize they are divine beings. And they're masquerading and don't realize it when most of the time they hang out with those so-called chosen ones, they turn their back on you and start attacking you. And you trying to feel like, why are you attacking me? Why are y'all excluding me? Because the hierarchy is real. You have to come into witness of your own divinity and your own power. You were never a part of them. But I digress. I'm not going to go any further. I feel like I'm in church and I feel like I'm a pastor and I'm not really. I'm a ordained preacher or minister, but I feel like I'm in church on a daggone Thursday talking this. I feel like that. I gave you a metaphysical breakdown, and I hate to go after the so-called chosen ones, but I have to let them know who they are, because there's too many people on YouTube saying that. Because they give this chosen thing a definition like it's beyond measure, like it's all high mighty. No. Y'all need to look up the Hopi prophecy. You need to look up the daggone rainbow warriors. That's who y'all are. The warriors of the rainbow. And I'm being real with you. All those colors of the rainbow, the spectrum of the rainbow, guess what it creates? It creates the color black. Don't believe me? Look it up. Black is the combination of all colors. The darkness, the great mother, the great womb, the Vistica Pisces. Woo! Is that true? About all the colors of the rainbow connects and add up to the color black? Yes, it does. The great mother, the void herself. The void herself. The triple darkness, the womb, the Vistica Pisces. Exactly. Hey, Pisces the king, you right. But I had to come at them with that though, because they get caught up with this chosen thing. They get caught up with that, and I had to break it down to them real quick. But I know that y'all, I love y'all, man. I love y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this live. I felt like a daggone pastor for real. But anyway, I love y'all. I gotta go ahead, spend time with my daughter, then get my son, y'all. Peace, love, light, darkness, supreme balance to the universe. May the great mother protect you and yours and the ancestors, the angels, and the archangels. I love all y'all. Peace and divinity to all y'all.